What up, what up, what up, everybody? You have entered the Low Key Loud podcast zone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in, come on in. We're here to have you speak your truth. We're here to talk about some opinions. We got some exciting episodes coming up, but tonight's episode is going to be epic. Come on in and speak your truth because we're definitely going to be speaking ours. So come on in. And if you haven't already, make sure you head over to YouTube, Low Key Loud Podcast. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. And we're also on Facebook. Make sure you head on over there as well. And go ahead and follow us. We're also going to be on Twitch coming up soon. So I'm excited about this. I'm excited about y'all. I'm excited about hearing you speak your truth. So come on in. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? I know I'm ready. So let's get it, y'all. Yeah. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm back. I know it's been a minute. Excuse me, but I'm here. I'm back. So tonight, we're going to be talking about some serious things here. And this is going to be a platform. I see you, Kay. This is going to be a platform for everyone. Hey, Deborah, I see you. Give me just a minute. To kind of express their views, their feelings, and to speak their truth. I just wanted to point out that there will be no form of racial slurs or form of any type of disrespect on this platform, or you will be removed permanently. Everybody has a right to their view and their opinions, everybody. So that's what this is for. We're here to talk about some things going on today. Some of the things we're going to talk about are going to be, things going on with CK, as well as, a few other things that are going on, as far as your views on the gentlemen that were found hung from a tree. Going to be giving some shout outs as well. But there's a lot to cover, a lot to talk about. This is supposed to go till about 7. If it goes to 7:30, that's fine with me. If it's fine with you, we just can't go beyond 7:30. But we're going to talk about things like, is racism real? That's number one. What about freedom of speech? The Jimmy Kimmel story. Unity. That's a must. And my opinion is there is no race. There's one race, the human race, point blank, period. So anyway, before we get into the rest of it, there's just a couple of things, a couple of shout outs I want to give, but I want to bring on our co-host, the big KP, not the little one. She's going to be joining with us tonight, speaking her truth and talking about some things that, she wants to get off her chest. So let me go ahead and just bring her on real quick.
Excuse
Hola.
me. Hey.
How are you?
Good. I have a question. For the whole streaming, am I supposed to be in this what I'm in? Because I don't.
Yeah, you'll be on here. You can move around. I mean, if you want to move around, you don't have to.
No, I mean, as far as the screen, I just stay where I'm at.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
okay.
I'll bring, because our fan Deborah's here, so I'll bring her in. And of course, if anyone else chimes in, we'll go ahead and bring them in as well. I am expecting a couple people to come in, but yeah, don't worry about it. I'll handle it on this end. You just sit there and look the pretty girl that you are.
Mom.
Hey, Deborah, I'm going to bring you up in just a few minutes. So if anyone else is listening, by the way, if you do decide to join us, which I wish you would, just keep in mind that even though you don't come up right away, I do see you. I won't forget about you, and you will come on board. There's only so much room on the screen, but I got you. So before we get started, I do want to mention that murder of any kind is never okay. Murder of any kind is never okay. And for those of you that know me and my family, when I say that, we know. we know what it's like to have someone in the family murdered, by losing my son by gun violence. Um, I do want to acknowledge and send, a rest in heaven to the children of Evergreen High School in Colorado. We can't forget about all of the school shootings that's been happening, y'all. They deserve the same as everybody else, and they need acknowledgement, and we need to keep them in prayer as well. And we also need to fight for this to stop. Just to give you just a little bit of information, so just this year alone, we have had 47 school shootings. 47. 2025 is not over yet. This included 24 college campuses and 23 K through 12. That's overwhelmingly a lot. Our children are precious no matter what age they are. So, everybody's out here doing this and that for this person and that person. Well, we need to fight for our children to be safe in our schools as well. The second thing I wanted to acknowledge, second part of this, I want to acknowledge and say rest in heaven to those that lost their lives either to racism, racial profiling, or other unnecessary reasons. There's a ton, but I'm just going to name a few. Rest in heaven, Trayvon Martin. Rest in heaven, Sandra Bland. Rest in heaven, George Floyd. Rest in heaven, Breonna Taylor. Rest in heaven, Philando Castile. And rest in heaven, Eric Garner. Now, like I said, there's many, many, many more, but I could be here all day for that. I'm sure that all of you have the backstory on everyone that I just named, and they were all unalived senselessly, and either by racism or racial profiling, or just stupidity of someone of another race. Last but not least, rest in heaven to those that were found hung on a tree. We're going to be discussing that as well. Rest in heaven to Trey Reed from Delta State. And rest in heaven, Corey Zukatis from Vicksburg. Now, I heard there was three. I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. I only remember two. But if there is a third, I deeply apologize for not mentioning the name. I'm only aware of two. So those are things that I wanted to say, get out in front. And one other thing is because we're going to be talking about things also that involve the Constitution and freedom of speech. I'm going to just give you a quick definition. So the Constitution that was actually written on September 17th of 1787. And it's just a basic set of principles and laws of a nation or state or social group that determine the powers and duties of the government and guarantee certain rights to the people in it. It was written as an instrument that embodied the rules of political or social organization. The freedom of speech, the example of that. And this is going to kind of, back up certain conversations that will be had during this podcast. Freedom of speech is the right to express any opinions without censorship or restraint. The freedom of an individual or a community to articulate their opinions and ideas without fear or retaliation, censorship, or legal sanction. So I wanted to put that out there so everybody is aware of that before we get going. So anyway, I got all of that out. And like I said, I do want to touch on the freedom of speech. I do want to touch on the gentlemen that were found hung on a tree. And this is entitled To Mourn or Not to Mourn. So basically, that's the question. So the thing of it is, with CK. I personally, and I never knew him, and I've never heard of him. And this is no disrespect, but I haven't. I haven't heard of this guy until his passing. So the issue that I have is that people are expecting people like us to mourn this man. And it's being, I believe it's being misconstrued because someone's not actually mourning this person, then it's an issue, or we're celebrating his death. Now, like I said in the beginning, any type of murder is not okay. I, for one, I'm not celebrating his death. I lost a child to murder. I would never celebrate anybody's death. But on the other hand, I don't want to be told that I should be mourning somebody that I had no clue about. I mourn my child. I knew my child. I raised my child. I mourn my child. But I'm not going to mourn somebody I don't know. Do I feel something or bad? Of course I do. Somebody lost their life. But it's just for me, and speak up when, whenever, is it's not right for anybody to tell somebody to mourn somebody that they never knew, or accuse them of celebrating their death. So that's my take on that. What about you, Kay? What is it that you wanted to share with everybody?
I mean, I'm just joining to give my opinions as you bring up these conversations, because I've found myself to be extremely angry lately with social media and the
Mm,
responses that I'm seeing from people and the accusations that are being made towards other people just because they don't agree.
mm-hmm.
The belittling of people that may have an opinion who are not 100% into politics, but they're seeing what is
Right, right,
blatant. So therefore, they're expressing themselves, but then they get belittled because they can't quote the scripture word for word, but they know what they saw in the video. I don't need to
right.
quote anything for you. If I saw with my own eyes, you can go watch the same thing that I did. Don't try to belittle me
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not as strung out on these politics as you are. Um,
Right.
and as far as, and let me just put my own little disclaimer out, just because this is a public platform. Nowhere in
Correct.
me am I racist towards white people. I am not racist towards
Exactly.
any race. I have very close friends and some family of the Hispanic race, the white race, the
You're
Filipino race. I am
you're
not a
freezing.
race. Oh, can you hear me?
There you go. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, what was the last thing you heard?
I mean, pretty much all of it. It just like
Oh, okay.
froze a little bit. I could still hear you, but you froze a little bit.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just saying all that to say that it's not just white people, because I love a lot of white people. I have a childhood friend from middle school on my Facebook who I still love to this day dearly, and I'm 43 years old. It's not about that. There is a certain group of white people that when you hear me outraged
Exactly.
and you hear me speaking what I'm speaking, those are the white people that I'm referring to. Just like I
Right.
don't hate everybody or dislike everybody that's a Republican. That's okay too. But there's a handful of y'all that are part of the problem that is going on right now today as we speak. And the part that outrages
Absolutely.
me is the handful of y'all that are black. And I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, this is just my political. Political is one thing. When race is involved, that's a whole nother conversation. And I'm seeing too many people of color damn near breaking their back on social media to defend these white people. Again, that handful is what I'm talking about when I say
Right. The
that.
racist white people, because not all
And
white people are racist.
right. And you are a colored individual, and you here going to bat for these white people, these white men that don't give a damn about you. Let's be for real.
Exactly.
They don't. Okay. Again, that's something you're entitled to as well. You want to go hard for whatever team you want to do, what you do. But what pisses me off is you don't have that same energy for the people that have the same skin color as you that are also circulating in this news. If I see you arguing 150 comments worth about Charlie Kirk, but I ain't seen one post about this black educated student in college who was hanging from a tree, you're offending me. And you're offending
Right.
me
So
because
basically, you have to.
how dare you? It's not about your what you choose to believe in or none of that for me. It's where's this same pressure for your own kind. That's what
Mhm.
I get irritated about. Y'all can say that you have never seen me get on here and debate politics. That's not my
Right.
thing.
And me,
I
I'm
just
not. For
educate.
me, I'm not big on politics either.
Yeah,
I
I'm not big on,
listen.
and I'm not going to get on this app or any other app and fake like I am. There's a lot of
Right.
stuff that I am very uneducated about, but the things that I
Same.
see with my eyes and I hear with my ears doesn't take, I don't need to educate myself. I saw it and I heard it, and there's no
Right.
deeper proof than seeing and hearing.
Right. And
So,
that's something I want to dig into later too, with the scene, because we all know there's a lot of stuff going on the internet.
mm-hmm.
It's hard to know what to believe. So we
Yeah,
do have to be careful. We do have to look at things first, don't just
and
assume,
educate yourself
and
before you
educate
form an
ourselves. And I
opinion.
agree
Yes,
with that as well. Um,
yes.
so before we move on to another one, let me bring Deborah up to get her view on this part of it. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Deborah.
Hey,
Hello,
Auntie.
how y'all
Hey,
doing?
Auntie Deborah.
I'm okay. How you doing?
I'm good.
we're doing okay.
Well, I'm in agreement a lot with Kay about about everything she said. I mean, I don't think a person's skin color should ever be
Ever.
brought up, you know, brought to light about anything.
Hmm.
You know, as far as politics go, no, I do not follow politics, and not unlike you. I
Mm-hmm.
never even heard of Charlie Kirk until he was shot. And that was a very sad situation
It was.
for everybody, especially the people that was there and his family seeing this happen
Yes,
and
Yes,
yes.
everything.
yes. That. Oh my God, that
Yeah,
is
Tragic.
my
very
husband,
tragic.
you know, he said, here it is around the world, people are whining about losing their jobs because they said something about Charlie Kirk. Well, imagine losing your life for something you said.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
You know, not just your
Right,
damn job, your
right,
life,
Yeah,
like he
yeah.
did.
right,
You
right.
know, pigeons are like assholes. Everybody's got one. You know, we've all got our own opinions about
Yep,
everything.
yep,
But
Absolutely.
yeah, I
yep.
mean it's a very sad situation. Those college students that they are finding hanging, is this something that's going to keep going on?
Right,
I
right.
I don't understand it. I don't.
Well, this happened before all of this with CK. Like, it's again, and that's why it's really important to talk about racism, because
Yeah,
it is real, and
yeah,
it's everywhere. It's more prominent in certain areas,
Yeah.
um, but it is real. And if you're not a person of color, you're not going to think about those things, racist or not. You know what I mean? It's people of color have to be concerned about that in every aspect of their life. I'm
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
not saying that we can't, as people of color, we still can't go and reach for the stars like the next man.
Mm-hmm.
But I do agree that in some instances, it's harder for us.
Yep.
It is harder for us.
yeah.
That's
And
just the way it
Mom,
is.
that brings me to one of the clips that I seen of a black person at one of Charlie Kirk's, his rallies. And he was saying something about, how he isn't as privileged or whatever. And Charlie Kirk was like, what is it that I can do that you can't do? Name one thing that you can do that I can't do. Now, without me getting all the way deep into that, I'm going to give you an example as being a Black woman. When I want to go on vacation with my family, if it is not a familiar place or somewhere that we have already experienced, I literally will take time to research if Black people are safe to be there.
Mhm.
That's one thing that you can do that I can't.
True.
I have to
I never
think.
thought about that.
I have to think about the safety of my family. My husband wants to go down to Tennessee to that resort thing. He's been wanting to do that for years. You know why I won't go? Because my brother-in-law, whose wife is white, went there with him and came back home and told me that their experience outside of the good time that they did have was very bad because they were getting the nastiest looks and comments because she's with a Black man. Now, this is a place that people are traveling to frequently.
Yeah.
But that's not the only story that I've heard about that location. So as
I
much as I
live.
want to go experience this great time with my husband, I'm afraid to do that. If
Hold
I
on
was a
one
white
second.
woman,
Hold on one, because we are getting an echo. Crystal, you're saying please put your mute on who? If KK puts hers on mute, we won't hear her.
I noticed it started echoing too.
Yeah. So what was different? Because it wasn't echoing before.
I
Hold
don't
on.
know because I'm just sitting here.
Let me try this. Hold on. Now talk.
Hello? Oh,
Okay.
it
I
stopped.
think it was so Deborah, I still have you up, but I had to mute yours. That's what it was. But you're still up. So hold on. Okay. I'm sorry, Kat. I just wanted to make
No,
sure
it's
everybody
fine.
could hear.
Were y'all able to hear me though?
Yeah, it was just a
Okay.
little echoing.
Okay. Well, hold on one second. I'm sorry.
So I guess when I have more than one person on the platform, this is something I just learned today. I have
Yeah.
to mute. Yeah. So now I
Yeah.
know.
But I mean, I'm not gonna make it a long drawn withdrawn thing. But I'm just saying, like, when a white person who thinks like Charlie says stuff like that, like it's like you really don't have no idea. And this is a part of your, you know what I mean? You're going back and forth with this African American who's trying to have a conversation with you, and all you can say is, "What is it I can do?" Yeah, he might be able to go get the same job as you if he has the education that's required and the money to pay for his student loans. But there's plenty of things that us people of color, even if we can do it, it's uncomfortable as hell.
Or
And
we have
it
to do extra
or
steps
we
to
have
be
to
able
do
to do the
extra.
same
You know,
thing.
I have to come around you and act a certain way and speak a certain way for me to even be thought of. So, I mean, he didn't deserve a bullet to his neck. I've never said that. I've posted several things on
Absolutely
social
not.
media. None of them were me celebrating his death. But from what I know and what I saw and what I heard, not what somebody else told me, what I seen with my eyes and heard with my ears about this man in my own research, I'm not mourning his death, and I'm not going to apologize for not mourning his death
Hmm.
because I'm not celebrating it. I'm just not mourning it.
Right.
And to say that, oh well, he died by what he believed in. Okay, I understand that too. And nobody deserves death for what they believe in. But
Exactly.
sometimes you have to watch how you exercise what you believe in,
Hmm.
because an opinion these days will trigger somebody to come and shoot you.
Yeah.
This is the world we live in. You have to be mindful of how you exercise your beliefs. We're not allowed to have this freedom of speech that we're supposed to have.
Right.
It will literally cost you your life. And he has said many things that have offended me. And one of the things that he said, again, I'm going to keep on saying this because I know it's people that's like, oh, I've had people on social media, send me the link to where I'm not sending you nothing because I
Do your
saw it and
research.
I heard it. If you want to know, you go look. One of the things that he said was about this amendment right for these guns. I don't care what professional words or white terms you use. What he said was, in order for us to keep this amendment, there are people that are going to lose their lives. That's unfortunate. Well, my brother's one of those people
Yeah.
because the guns being out here in this world and the access that these kids have to it is disgusting,
It is.
right? And
It's out of control.
I'm not against guns. If you own one, that's great. I don't care about that.
Just
But what
be
I'm saying is,
responsible with it.
don't the way you exercise your belief on that is offensive to someone like me who wishes guns didn't even exist unless they were absolutely necessary, because my brother is gone from a gun.
Yeah.
So for me, it's just much deeper. You know, these are my opinions. Nobody has to agree with me. That's fine if you don't. I'm not mad at you. I don't
Right.
dislike you. But don't play in my face about my race when it comes to
Hmm.
Charlie, Donald Trump, or anybody else on that side. Don't play in my face about my race. That's all I'm
Hmm.
saying. There's too many black
And
people
that's
downplaying it.
right. And that's, that's acceptable, and that's relatable. Um, and that's why it kind of kills me a lot with this whole thing, like the politics and racism.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bad mix. It's a bad mix
Yeah.
because look
Yeah.
what we're dealing with now. The
Yep.
Constitution being in trouble and things like that, and just the blatant racism that is out today. It's always been there,
Mm-hmm.
but
He
as we
brings
all
it out.
know,
Trump brings
yeah,
it out.
right. So, and I mean, in a way, okay, so it's out there, and I saw a post the other day, or a video the other day, where a lady was speaking on that. She's kind of glad that this all happened because now it's bringing out people's true colors.
Yep. Now you know
So
how people really
there's
feel
going to be
about
less
you.
of stabbing in the back, and now it's
Yeah.
in your face.
Yeah.
So, and I can deal with people knowing what I'm dealing with better.
Right. Right.
But so I did want to mention too, guys. I know you mentioned something about CK. He was doing a video. So I saw two different videos. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I saw the one where I don't know if it was edited or what have you, where he was kind of going in. But then I saw another video where he actually stood up against someone. It might have been the one that you were talking about, but somebody had said something, and I wanted to, like I had before, I wanted to have it up so I could show it. But
Mm-hmm.
I think because it's YouTube, I think when I show certain things, then it says that it's copyright. So I didn't do
Yeah.
it this time.
Yeah.
Um, but my whole thing is, I didn't know CK. I'm sad that that happened to him.
Of course.
But I would like to know both sides, like, and like I put a post up not too long ago. Even with things are so crazy now with the internet, you don't know what to believe. Fact check
Mm-hmm.
can't even confirm half the time. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And it
Yep.
makes you wonder, okay, I'm on fact check, but how true is this fact check? Right?
Correct. Yep.
So it's almost like we have to just believe what we believe in as an
Yep.
individual, and
Yep.
just stick by that.
And
Wrong,
stick by
wrong
that.
or right, because things are so crazy nowadays. It's hard to believe anything
Yeah.
that's out there.
Let
It
alone
makes it
everything.
hard.
And that's another point that irritates my soul is when it's them. And when I say them, I made that clear in the beginning of who I'm talking to. And I am also talking about the black people that are a part of them, because there's a lot of y'all, which that's a whole nother conversation. But
Mhm.
when it comes to them, when you go online and you speak your opinion of something, or you believe that this is what you got from this video, it's, oh, well, there's no proof to that. Oh, well, that's not a fact. That was said on social media. Oh, well, but when the role reverses and we talk about the things that Trump said or the things that Charlie Kirk said, it's, oh, well, um, these are the facts. These are the facts, right? So this is my question to y'all. If you don't have if you ain't texting Charlie himself or on Donald Trump's personal line and you don't have a connection, your information is coming from the same damn place mine is, the internet. That's how you're
Right,
educating yourself. The news and the
right.
internet, we're all educating ourselves the same way. So why is my opinion any less valid from what I saw online than yours when you're gung-ho standing up for this man, whether it be Trump, Charlie, Jimmy Kimball, whoever it is? You're standing on 10 toes behind this, but do you have facts? No, you found the shit the same way I did. So
Right.
just because you're on their side does not make your point any more valid than mine based on what I believe or what I got from something. They
Right.
always
And
want to
that's
send you to
why,
go get the proof.
and
No.
that's another reason why I wanted to do this too, is because I want to know. I'm not saying that they don't have facts or they didn't find facts.
Right.
I want to know, where are you going? Because
Where are
I'm
you
trying
finding
to
it?
research and I don't trust it.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me so
Yep.
I can look it up then,
Yep.
where you're finding something that is 100%
Mm-hmm.
factual,
Facts.
then we're good. But
Right. They
that's my
can't.
problem. You
They
don't know what
can't.
to believe anymore, and it's very hard. And it's not saying that this person believes is wrong or this person's beliefs is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're going to say show me facts, you got to have more than that, because I personally I want to know where to get the facts. I'm
Right.
not dumb, but I'm just saying it's things are just so bad that I just don't know what to believe.
And the thing is,
And
Mom, none of them are going to be able to tell you where to find the facts because, like I said, unless you have a connection to these politicians directly, you're getting your shit the same way the rest of us are. The
yeah,
news and online. What other plug do you have? If you don't know these people
right.
personally, your plug is not no different than mine.
And
But
what
they
about
cannot stand to be wrong.
let me unmute Deborah just for a second.
Yep.
It's because she has some input.
Miss Deborah
Deborah, do
smoking
you
her
have some
jack.
input?
Well, I want to let Kay know. As far as Tennessee goes, I live in Tennessee, and yes, there is still a lot of racism in Tennessee. And when I was growing up, it was bad. You
Mm,
know, I mean, it really was. Sad to say, my dad, rest his soul. Yes, he was a racist. My dad was born in 1918. He was brought
mm,
up in that era and
right,
everything.
right.
But the way I see it, that era is gone. Why? Why can people not accept that you bleed the same color I do?
Same blood. We all bleed
Yeah,
red.
every one of us. Of course, here in Tennessee, we say we bleed orange. Maybe we are a little different here, but we do bleed orange. But yeah, not only it's not only Tennessee. It's like not. I don't believe the bigger cities in Tennessee are as racist as the
Okay.
smaller
Little
counties.
like the smart, right, which would
Yeah,
make sense.
the backwood counties. Oh, yeah, you got a lot of racism there, but you also got that everywhere and
Everywhere.
everything.
It's just not
And
as prominent in some areas.
right, exactly, and everything. And it just, I mean, I know Charlie Kirk came to University of Tennessee. I think I don't even know. It may have been this year. I don't know, but I
Mhm.
read somewhere where he did come to the University of Tennessee and everything. I never knew about him. I never
Same.
followed him and everything. And I'm like you all, I'm not going to mourn his death, but I'm not going to celebrate it either because I'm not going to celebrate anybody's death. I don't care.
Exactly.
I don't care who it is
Exactly.
and everything. But where were you? Where was Kay going in Tennessee?
That I'm not sure. We can ask her. I think she stepped away real quick, but I'm not sure exactly where. But that's a good question because you are from the area, so you could probably give her a little bit of insight, on that.
Well, I usually kind of stay, in my area.
And you're in Knoxville, right?
Yeah, I usually stay in my area. Every now and then I'll venture out, maybe 20 miles, but that's about it. But I've
Yeah.
got people that live all over Tennessee,
Okay.
North Carolina, South Carolina, Kentucky, Alabama, you know, I've got people that live everywhere, Pennsylvania and stuff. But as far as racism is here in Knoxville, I don't really think it's as bad here in Knoxville from what I see,
Okay.
when I get out. But like I said, your smaller counties, oh, it's bad sometimes.
So, Kay, what she was asking when you had got up was what part of Tennessee were you referring to earlier?
Oh, it's the Pigeon Forge place. You know what I'm talking about, Miss Deborah?
Oh
Y-
yeah, it's just about
Yeah,
20 miles from me.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah. I've
I don't.
heard three situations of, black people going out there and how they were treated.
Yeah, if you're not, let's say, well-to-do, rich, you know,
Yeah.
Uh, so it's an uppity area.
very uppity.
Mm.
Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, all it's a tourist
Gatlinburg.
attraction.
Yes.
It's all tourist
Yeah.
mainly. But yeah, it's very uppity for the people that live there and stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, I can see that up there. I really
Yeah.
can. I
Mm-hmm.
haven't been, like I said, it's only 20 miles from me, and I haven't been there in probably 30 years.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
I mean, it's been quite a while. It's beautiful there. It really
Yeah.
is. And
I
they've got
seen
a
the
lot of
pictures
stuff
and
to
stuff,
do.
and it's not something I don't want to do, but it's something that I'm a little leery about,
Yeah,
because I'm coming out there with a black man with dreadlocks in his hair. That's as black as it get. You know what I mean? Let's be
hell,
honest.
you
And
come to not,
people always assume instead of that, that's the thing that everyone's being that we're being judged by. What is it? They're
Racial
judging the
profile.
book by its cover
Yeah.
instead of knowing the person and who we are on the inside. You're looking at the hair, the skin color,
yeah,
the language, things like that. Listen, if there wasn't a little bit of everybody, this world would not go round. You know,
exactly.
Exactly.
God made us all,
Yep.
right?
But
He made us all and made us all different for a reason.
I tell you, as far as the dreadlocks go, oh honey, there's probably more white people here in Knoxville that's got dreadlocks than black people.
I love seeing it. I love to see it.
I love the natural hair.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And
me.
that's what it's all about. It's all about, the naturalness. And
Oh my
I
God.
mean, my,
There's just
my hair never used to grow. It used to because I was always putting all these chemicals in there, and they would always all my hair would always break off. But when I decided to go natural, it grows like weeds now because
You
it's a
okay, Miss
natural
Deborah?
state.
choked on water, mute me.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
She said, "Mute me."
So anyway, I guess to kind of wrap the CK part up is, to make a point. And I'm speaking for me, and I know my family. I can't speak for others out there because I have seen some really mean things from
Yeah.
other people, not people I knew, but
Right.
like F him and this and that. Listen,
That's horrible.
now you're taking that to another level. So, and that is celebrating his death,
Right.
you
That's the
know,
difference between someone not mourning and someone
right.
celebrating. That's the
Exactly.
difference right
And
there.
that's the whole take on this. Like, do not tell me or anybody else that that we're supposed to mourn this person, mourn somebody. That's just like me saying to going on YouTube or somewhere talking to people that I don't know. You should be mourning my son.
Right.
And if you're not mourning, then you're celebrating his death. Come on,
Right.
people. I
Right.
didn't know this man,
And
and
if you want to keep it more on like a social level, I can give you an example of that. When I believe it was Tupac's anniversary came up, it came up on the TV or something, and Brian and I were trying to educate Braden on how hard of a loss that was for us. Braden don't know Tupac; he don't give a damn. You know what I mean? I mean, of course, he's a
right,
child. That's why I'm saying I'm not, you get what I'm saying. But I'm just using it as an example.
right,
Like, if
yeah,
you don't know a person Or if you did know something of them and it left a bad taste in your mouth, you are not obligated just because they died to send all these holy prayers online and do all this other fake shit, because it would be fake of me to go on here, oh, I'm praying for Charlie Kirk and da, da, da. Am I praying for his wife and kids and his parents? Absolutely. I hope that they can heal.
Yes.
It's a hard road.
Yes,
But I'm not about to
it
be
is.
posting rest in peace and all this other stuff when I didn't agree with you as a human before you died. And I saw somebody, I think it was on TikTok, that was talking about it, and they said that the way that you lived while you were here should not change when you die. Meaning that his example was, if you lived on this earth and you were not a great person, just because you died doesn't mean that people have to forget that you were not a good person when you lived. So
And
yes,
but I
my
think
condone.
that,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
No, no, no. I was just
No, I
saying,
was
so
just gonna say I think
condolences aren't required.
right. It's not a requirement. But I think that's also a question too. Is again, it kind of goes back to the facts, because there are videos out there that have been edited, and this is what I'm saying, where
Mm-hmm.
I have seen some where he wasn't like people said he was, and then I've seen some where he was like people said he was. So
Right.
again,
Right.
trying to fact check that with all of this stuff going on is difficult.
Yeah.
It's difficult. Um, and like I said, I kind of wish now that I had followed him, because I would be more educated on
Well,
the
he
things that
has
he said.
platforms. He
But
has platforms with all types of videos that you can watch.
well,
Hundreds
I'm
of
gonna have
them.
yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have okay, bet, because I just really just been on social media, this and that. I haven't. I'm gonna keep it real. I haven't done any big research or anything like that. I tried a couple, but it's kind of like, well, I don't know if this is fact, so I just kind of
Yeah.
just gave up on it.
Yeah.
But the bottom
Yeah.
line is, a man did lose his life. Rest in peace,
Yes.
CK. He did lose his life
Yep.
violently, and I know what that's like.
Yep.
Um, but at the same time, the public is not obligated to mourn this person if you didn't know him, or if you didn't agree with what he stood for. You're not
Mm-hmm.
obligated to do that. Just don't celebrate, because that's wrong on
Right.
all levels, no matter what you
Right.
believe. Don't celebrate his death. Don't say foul things online, like F him. I even saw someone that said F him and his family. Like,
See, that's
come on,
trash. That's
really?
trash. That's
That's
trash.
really, yes, that's very, very much trash. So I don't agree with those things. So that's my take on that. I would like to do another part, because if so, I would love it if somebody did have facts and are sure that it's factual, to share it. I mean, that's what we're here
Yeah.
for. It's kind of like, you know people will get on there and talk about all of their beliefs, but when you're offered a platform to actually discuss it with those that may not agree with you, it's
Mm-hmm.
cricket.
Yeah.
It's cricket. But
Silence.
I wanted to get this out there. So I do know. So the other thing I wanted to touch on, and hold on. Okay. Oh, okay. So cousin Rose wanted to come on, but she's not able to. But so I want to kind of move on to this freedom of speech. And I went ahead and I read the definition. So and there there are people that are disagree with that as well. Well, I for one, and I want you guys' opinion as well. Um, Regardless of what he said. Not, I'm not going to say that, because I've seen people say, well, he was out there basically making fun of or making jokes about CK's death. No, I watched that. I watched that. And no, he didn't. What he did though was he pointed out about what was the guy's name? Jeffrey or something like that. Basically he was basically saying that the person that I guess unalived CK was a Republican.
A white
So
Republican.
right. And then on top of that, they showed a video of Trump when asked basically, how are you doing with this loss?
He's fine.
And
He's
so
he's fine.
that's the whole thing with Jimmy Kimmel. So my take on this is that the Republicans were butthurt
Yep.
and decided to infringe upon our freedom of speech.
Mm-hmm.
And there's people out there, well, he should be. And then there's an apology. What is he apologizing for?
What is he
What
apologizing
is he
for?
apologizing for? Now that part I do stand 10 toes down on,
Yep.
because he shouldn't have to apologize. Not only that, he's got to pay them money. Like,
Yeah.
you know how many people are out there that have a platform that joke and joan on this and that,
Yep.
but yet, oh, he got fired because his ratings were bad. And the other thing that's killing me is it wasn't Trump that did it. It was the network. So
Yeah.
now that I'm not okay. I don't have facts on that. I would like to
Right.
find facts on that, on
Right.
whether or not Trump told them to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But regardless, the bottom line is freedom of speech. Like I said, and I'm going to read it again. It is the freedom of an individual or community to articulate their opinions and ideas without fear of retaliation, censorship, or legal sanction. And it
Mm-hmm.
seems to me that Jimmy Kimmel got all of those.
Yep.
So where's the freedom of speech?
Yep.
You should be able to. I'm sorry if your butt hurt. There's things that I hear, comedians or whatever say that I don't like
All
either.
the time. All the time. Look at
But I'm
Dave
not going to
Chappelle.
say lose your job over it, because we
Look
have
at what
the
Dave. Do
freedom
you
of speech.
understand what Dave Chappelle gets away with saying? This man has
Oh,
gotten away with saying so
hello.
many. Like, are you kidding me?
Exactly.
Are you kidding me? And that's a black man. And guess what? He be saying some dumb stuff.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
all in
He
jokes,
does.
because that's the purpose of comedy. So if
Of
your sense of
comedy.
humor, if your sense of humor has blocks on it, if oh well that's too much sense of humor, then you shouldn't be tuning into these
Right. Turn it
individuals,
off.
because this is what they do. And this is
Exactly.
what they've
That's
been
their
doing for several years.
for years.
This
For
is a
years.
problem for Jimmy, because they're offended at what he said. But last
Exactly.
year, or whatever, right before, Trump was running, all the foul things he said about handicapped people, calling women's vaginas fat, and all of this and all of that, it was his freedom of speech, and he stood 10 toes behind that, right?
Mm-hmm. But he wasn't canceled.
But now the focus is on you and the joke's on you. Now this man's freedom of speech cost him his
And that's the
job.
whole thing. You have to be fair all across the board. If you can dish it out, you have to be able to take it. Point
Yep.
blank, period. Don't get butt hurt and decide, oh, we're going to do this or we're going to do that. That's not, again, you can't infringe upon the freedom of speech.
Yep. This man is
And
taking
it
his
clearly
power too
says
much.
what that
Too
is.
much.
And they totally violated all of it.
Yep.
And
they're gonna get away with it because the president is behind it.
well, from what I hear, again, this is hearsay. What I've seen is
Same.
that Jimmy Kimmel has a lawsuit against Disney. But I will say this, that it's a fact that Disney Plus, ESPN, Hulu, and what is it? There's another one. But anyway, they're hurting right now because people are canceling their subscriptions, and with every right so, because
I didn't even know that.
Yes, they are canceling that. And if you go on Facebook, just go on just to see all of the little ads. I kid you not, on everything I love. The day that I was listening to what's her name? I think it's Garcia. She's an attorney. She's very knowledgeable, and she actually she does have facts, and a lot of them. But she had put. I was listening to one of her videos, and she had mentioned something about, oh, it's working and this and that. But the bottom line is that without us as a people, none of them would have anything.
Right.
So not only that, but we have a right to watch what we want to watch. And when someone decides to cancel a show, you're totally disregarding what we want to watch. Somebody out there might like it.
Yeah, a lot of people love it.
Right. I mean, for me, I never really, I'm being honest, I'm keeping it real. I never really I've watched Jimmy Kimmel like a
Yeah,
couple of times,
I
you
don't
know.
watch him. I just know who he is.
Yeah.
I don't tune
But, you
into
know,
nothing
I'm
Jimmy
old
Kimmel.
school, the Saturday Night Live and stuff like that. So I never really watched him. My thing is, how dare you
Hmm.
get this man canceled or temporarily canceled because of something he said that you didn't like.
Mm-hmm.
That's not fair when everybody else is doing it.
Yep.
Everybody else is doing it.
He
So
takes his
yeah,
power too far.
too far.
It's too far.
Yeah.
It's too
But
far.
yeah, so yeah, a lot of people but like I was saying, when you get a second, just go on your Facebook and just
Yeah,
look.
I
You're
will.
gonna see tons. Matter of fact, that's what I was saying. When I finished watching her video, right? I had went back on Facebook, just kind of scrolling, and every other ad was, ooh, there's a get the like a triple play thing, Hulu, Disney, and ESPN all in one for this. Like there was so many, I literally clicked on the dotted lines and said hide this because it was insane how
Damn.
many I was seeing. So that just goes to show that everyone that is boycotting these stations, it's working. They're being hit in the pocket.
Yep.
That's what's happening.
Yep.
So yeah. So if you have ESPN or Disney Plus, I'm gonna need you to cancel that. Did you? Hey, Deborah, let me bring you back up real quick.
I know she all my girl all muted.
Hold
I
on.
cancel it.
I need to
I'm
get my
sorry.
charger.
So did you hear about that, Deborah? What do you think about the
I
Jimmy
haven't
Kimmel?
heard about it, to be honest.
You said what?
I haven't heard about it.
You haven't?
About the Hulu and all that. Now I heard about Jimmy Kimmel
Oh,
and
yeah.
everything. Of course, I've never watched him either because I think he's on late night. I'm not a late
Yeah,
night person.
late night. Yeah, it is a late night thing. I haven't really watched them either. But yeah, so they I think he was on that station or the platform. I think it's ABC. That's the other one. But they all support that. So people that are upset of what happened, they're canceling left and right, left and right. I mean, the Hulu and all them, they're losing millions of dollars. Millions of dollars.
I'm glad I haven't heard it because I'm not
So
canceled. I like the ESPN. I like my sports. You don't got as much controversy in
hey,
sports
to each
as you do
his
politics
own.
and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah,
And
this thing, the whole like politics things, I've never really I'm not going to say dealt with that, but really been into that. To be honest, I didn't even vote until Obama ran. That's the first time I voted. Shamefully, yes, but that's how little I am into the politics.
I have never voted in my life. I'll be 62 years old next Sunday. I have never voted in my life. But if
You never voted?
Never have. But if Michelle Obama was to run, honey, I'd be the first one out there to vote for that woman. I love her. I liked Obama because he was so easygoing. He
was professional, easygoing. But I've heard some, things about that too. That's why, with the politics.
Yeah. And, I may have not agreed with a lot of his stuff and everything, but Michelle, I love this woman. I just love Michelle Obama. I always have, and everything.
Yeah, she's amazing.
I could not stand Donald Trump before he ever got into politics. I did not like him because he was a complete ass. Always has been, and always will be. Plain and simple.
Even on the show he has.
But there's very few. I've got to where now when they had the presidential speeches and shit, I actually don't turn it off. I'll sit there and listen to it, just until I get sick of it. Then I'll flip it off. But it's not that I'm listening to it because I agree with his stuff. I want to see how big of an ass he's going to make of himself. Just like with the last president, Biden. Oh my God, that man.
Well, yeah, that was a mess.
Uncle Joe was really bad. That's what we thought.
And I have to agree because I'm not Democratic or Republican. I just go with those that are going to respect the Constitution, respect our country, work for the people. I don't care what party you're from.
Yeah.
Just run the country.
Yeah.
That's all I want. I don't care if you're Republican, if you're Democrat. I don't care about that.
I do pay attention.
But the problem is I can't really pick a side because there are some things I agree with the Republicans and some things that I agree with Democrats. One of them is, abortion. I'm not for abortion. I'm for a child, being able to live. So one side views it like that, the other. So
yeah.
It's echoing.
Oh, KK wants to speak. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Oh, you're already off. Sorry. Go ahead, KK.
No, I was just telling you now you're echoing when you're talking.
Oh, is that bad? I think somehow I had you both unmute. Did you just mute yourself, KK?
Yeah.
Oh, because I can mute from here. I think that's what happened. I had both of you guys unmuted. I'm sorry.
No, I was muted.
Okay. Oh, and I was going in and out?
Yeah.
Let me see.
But I'm gonna mute myself back.
Now, is it better?
I'm not getting any feedback or whatever echoing over here.
That's weird. Okay. Okay.
I have no cast.
Let's see here. So I guess lastly, I do want to touch. I'm doing it again, huh? Why is that? Okay. Hold on. Let me do this. Okay. Keandra, can you still hear me? Okay. All right. So the last thing I wanted to touch on is these hangings. And that's another thing that for me kind of ruins my trust, because I find it very hard to believe that this man, black man in Mississippi, hung himself from a tree. It's one thing that, granted, I get it. Suicide happens all the time, all different races, right? But I really doubt that a black man in Mississippi says, I'm going to commit suicide, but I'm going to do it out. I'm going to hang myself from a tree. Any thoughts on that?
Depends on, where there maybe, we don't know what's going on inside anybody else's head. I mean,
True.
he could have had some mental problems. I haven't read the story. I just know that he did, they said he hung himself. That's the only thing I seen. But I didn't know if they determined why, or if he really did hang himself, or it was just made to look like he hung himself,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like I said, you just never know what's going on in somebody else's head.
Well, I think I saw something stating that they came out with the reasons why. But, all of this chaos and sad stuff going on, I can't tolerate the internet as much anymore.
Right.
And I just kind of scroll right through it, or I just turn it off. Because it's just sad the way our world is going.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I do that. I scroll through things pretty quickly anymore because there's just stuff I don't want to know anymore.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm tired of seeing it and hearing it.
I watch my old TV shows just to get peace of mind, you know, like Andy Griffith, The Waltons, Little House on the Prairie, you know, and then I just sat back and think, huh, that must have been some kind of life, you know,
Right.
and everything. Nowadays, I don't care what you turn on, if it's the TV, if it's Facebook,
It's always something.
TikTok. Yeah. I mean, either somebody's hating somebody so bad that they're killing them
Yeah.
or trying to, or somebody's died from suicide, or I just had a friend of mine, her best friend and everything, I think maybe 30 years, just committed suicide and everything. These little kids that are committing suicide because they're being bullied, you know?
Yeah, that's been going on for a minute.
Yes. And I have a friend that, well, it's her stepson, actually. He was 10 years old when he committed suicide. And it was just right down the road from me where they lived at then and stuff. And it just, that was heartbreaking. And it was all because he was being bullied in school and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's scary. You know, it's scary. I've got grandkids, you know, my grandkids range anywhere from 38 on down. You know, my youngest grandbaby is almost 2 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Youngest great grandbaby ain't even here yet. They're fixed, you know, he's fixing to be. Internet has ruined this world that we live in. To me, that it has. You know, because when we was growing up, Donna, we didn't have internet. You know,
Yeah.
and
Until what was it? AOL came out with
yeah. And I was stupid enough right then to jump right on it too, and I did. Oh yeah, and everything. But I mean, I would rather not see, you know, my 2-year-old granddaughter walking around here with a phone in her hand.
Mm-hmm.
But I do. You know, that's the world we live in. They come out with damn phones.
Technology.
You know, it's crazy.
Wait.
Crazy.
Okay. Well, let me go. So, do me a favor, Kendra. I need you to unmute and let me mute you to see if it makes a difference. If I can still hear. Unmute your phone. Okay, now let me see something. There we go. Yeah. No, I'm still getting it. Still getting it. Hold on. Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, anyway, I'm hoping and praying that things will get better. And you know, I would just like everybody out there to know that unity is a must. You know, we need to come together as a people. We all matter. We should, love each other because we're of the human race. Mm-hmm. And we should take the time to get to know someone that's not like us. Because the world is filled with all nationalities. And we need to unify and come together. And I know I could probably speak for many, but I'm speaking for myself. I don't want a dictatorship. I didn't grow up in the United States for that. And I grew up And,
You ate
you
them
know,
snacks.
I'm not going to say we lied, but I respected and I respect the Constitution.
Did that downstairs.
And, you know, I think we just all need to take a breath and step back and kind of just look at things. And, um, you know, it's probably, you know, for those that, I'm going to say for the racists, and, you know, when I say racist, let's remember it's not just white people that are racist. Um, there are
And it's
some,
not just color either. It's not
right,
just color either.
right, that, you know, everyone, not everyone, but, you know, let me give you one example. Some of the Africans in Africa wouldn't like me because one, I'm light skinned, and two, I'm an American. So there's racism in different forms, but even that's not okay because one, I'm still a human being, and two, you don't know me to not like me. So, and that's just, you know, an example. You know, another example is, you know, there's a lot of Mexicans that don't like blacks. Why, I couldn't tell you, you know. But again, so racism in general is racism. It is what it is. And it needs to stop. And, you know, for me, I'm going to kind of end with this. I wonder, you know, if the way things are going now, if it's supposed to be, if it's written, and I'm talking biblically, and if that's so, it's not going to get better until it's over. So that's another thing, you know, for, you know, believers out there, you have to remember that the word says to love everybody, love your neighbor. It didn't say only like white people, or only love black people, or only love Asians. It doesn't say that. So we have to kind of go back to that too and remember what the word says. You know, we may not like with the LGBTQ. I hope I said that right.
No.
Yes. Okay. How do I say
There's no D.
LGB? Did
TQ.
I say D? No, I said
Yes.
G. Okay. So anyway, you know, a lot of people don't agree with that, right? But again, remember, we're not God. And we don't have to like it, but don't forget, being judgmental is a sin. And you need to
You're frozen. You're frozen.
I guess there we go. Okay. All right. So anyway, you're laughing at me. Why? All right. We're gonna end this, guys.
You were frozen, Mom,
I was frozen the whole time.
for a minute.
Oh my god. Okay.
You was like,
That's a sign. It's time. Wow. You should have said something.
we were. Miss Deborah was
Okay.
like this, and I was like, you're frozen.
Oh, well, I didn't see that on my end. My bad,
It's
y'all.
okay. It's okay.
Still love
It's
you anyway.
technology. Yep.
All right, guys. Well,
All
I
righty.
appreciate you coming on and sharing your opinions, your views, your facts, or whatever you had to share. I appreciate it. And you know, we'll just have to pray. Just
Yep.
pray for our country.
Exactly. That's
Because
exactly what
prayer
we need to
does
do.
work. Yeah, it does work. All right, y'all. Well,
All right, then.
until next
Bye,
time.
Miss Deborah.
Thank you, KK.
All right.
Bye, Deborah. I love
Bye.
y'all.
Love y'all.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Love y'all.
Bye.